fish on your line. Your day's just begun. The world of American angler, on lakes and on streams. Now you're living the good life. Catch the one of your dreams.
Hi, I'm Pat Trainer and welcome to the American Angler. Today we're coming to you from the ice-covered Flaming Gorge Lake in Wyoming. We're going to be after some big lake trout today. Hopefully the fish will cooperate. We got some beautiful weather. The ice is starting to go off the lake. We're here a little bit late, but there's still some good fish being caught. This lake is notorious for its huge lake trout. Up here they call them Mackinaw, but the lake record exceeds 52 pounds. This is my first experience of lake trout through the ice, so who knows? Just grab something warm, turn up your thermostat, and stay with us. We'll be right back through the ice on the Flaming Gorge. Hey guys!
Well, it's about time you got here.
John, how are you? Good to see you.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
How's fishing?
Oh, it's good.
Catching's terrible.
The catching's terrible? How long y'all been out? You couldn't have beat us out here by much.
Oh, probably about 15 minutes.
Is that right?
Yeah. It's cold enough for you?
Oh, it just feels great out here. It really does. I'm looking forward to this. I've never before fished for these kind of fish in these conditions. Never.
Well, you ought to have a lot of fun today.
Have we already got some holes drilled?
All over.
We're going to have to drill a few.
And just be careful where you step.
Ken, your season starts about when?
Basically about the 1st of January is when we start getting on. Anywhere from the 1st till the first week of January, we start getting on the lake for ice fishing. The ice is it's a little thin at that time, but it's well worth being out here. That's when the hot time is.
When it first gets to where you can get on it.
First gets ice on is when the fish are really active, and it seems to work the same way with ice off. As soon as ice is off, we get out here in the boats and we have some pretty good action for about 2 to 3 weeks. Mm-hmm. And from then on, like after the first 3 weeks of January, it tapers down. It just gets progressively a little slower each time.
How many days during the winter months will you get out here and get a chance to do it?
Well, for most people at work, most people are weekend fishermen. You know, they get out at least one day out of the weekend. This year we've been pretty fortunate. Haven't been doing any work this winter. I've just been fishing, so I've been out here like 2 and 3 times a week. So it's been great for us.
Have you had a good season this year
Yeah,
as far as
right. We've had
numbers of fish?
We've had a real good season. This area has produced, well, I was able to catch a 40 pounder out of here. A lot of 35s, 38s. I haven't seen them, but I've heard that there's been 3 40-pounders caught out of this area this winter, so it's been real productive.
Well, I've heard that you got some super lake trout fishing up here.
Right, the record on this lake is 51.5 pounds now.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's a real nice fish. The lake trout on this lake don't get as long as some of the lake trout in your northern lakes. What we get is a football-looking type Mackinaw, real fat.
Well, now basically, you got what fish? You got the lake trout in here, you got the Mackinaw,
Well, lake trout and Mackinaw are the same fish.
Are they?
Yeah. It's
But that's
there's
dominantly
fishing-
what you're fishing
Right, that's what we're fishing for. Now you also have you have rainbow. You have about 3 different strains of rainbow in this lake. We have kokanee in this lake. We have smallmouth bass in this lake. We have brown trout, and there's a few largemouth bass, from what I understand. So we have a pretty good fishery here.
Well, is this type of fishing that you're doing? I know with the bass fishing that I've done in the winter months when the water is at its coldest, normally you're only going to get maybe 1 or 2 hours out of the day that are going to be highly productive, and then the rest of the day you really got to work for them. You
Right.
might get a fish now and then, but
Right.
you'll get that definite feeding period, and it may only last an hour, may last 30 minutes.
Right, yeah, we found fishing for the lake trout, which that's basically all we do in the winter is fish for lake trout.
Uh-huh.
We don't go to the shorelines and fish for rainbows. We found that early morning bite is usually the best time to be out here.
So you're calling early morning from about when to when?
Well, basically from sun up. Time the sun up hits on the lake until 9:30, 10, which works out pretty well. And then it slows down, and then some days you'll get an afternoon bite. And it's we haven't really been able to establish a pattern other than the early morning.
How long will you work on a hole before you just give up on it? And
Well, if I'm seeing fish in it, I'll stay in the
Will ya?
hole all day.
Uh-huh.
'Cause I don't feel that there's any sense in moving as long as there's fish coming through.
Right.
I feel if they're not biting here, they're not biting anywhere else either.
Uh-huh.
And it's you can get 25 fishermen spread out, and sooner or later somebody's going to catch one out of a hole. There's no doubt about it. One fish is going to make a mistake.
When the lake gets busy and the fish are really biting, in an area that we're in, similar to this, how many fishermen will you see out on the lake that'll be doing this?
Oh, probably I would say in January when it was real productive, I would say you'd in this area here you could find 150 fishermen in this area here.
that right?
Yeah, spread out, and then they fish all the way north and then they fish south. So there's ice fishermen from Linwood Bay, which I think is in the southern part down below
Right.
the pipeline. There's fishermen from there all the way up to Firehole, which is basically the beginning of the lake.
Well, with these fish now in the area, and I know you spend a lot of days out here, are we keying on a piece of particular structure?
Right, we're
You
structure
know what's
fishing.
down under this ice right
yeah.
here, huh?
We learned this by boat fishing and maps, contour maps they've got out. We fish for structure. That's what we're looking for.
Or what are we sitting on right here?
We're in 67 feet of water, and it's basically an island like that's exposed over there. It comes up, the lake channel goes around. If we go this way, we'll run into 110 feet of water. That's the river channel. It'll drop right in.
So we're kind of
So,
up on the
yeah.
flat part
Yep,
of it a little
we're
ways,
staying up on the flat
but
part.
pretty close to the river channel itself.
Right, we want to stay on the sides where the structure is.
Those fish come up out of that channel and maybe move in here to feed a little bit.
They come in to feed.
Great.
And I think they're probably basically they feed on probably kokanee and chubs. It's probably what the Mackinaw feed on most of all. And kokanee is they've gotten to be a dominant fish in this lake, so I'm sure that's probably their basic food supply.
Well, I've just got one question you got to answer for me. If we get a 50-pounder on, how are we going to get him through that little hole?
We'll get him through.
We're going to get a chainsaw out and make that hole bigger?
If we have to fillet him in the hole.
How much importance do you put in the electronics versus just coming out here blind and drilling holes?
Well, Pat, I think the electronics really help. Number one is it helps you find the structure that you want to be in. The depths are important for Mackinaw fishing. You don't find a lot of people fishing in 140 feet of water for Mackinaw. I'm not saying that you couldn't catch one there, but your biggest percentage of them is going to be in a 70-foot range to 90, somewhere in there. So in essence, the electronics, the depth finder will help you find the depth you want to be in. Plus it'll let you know if there's fish there. If you punch a hole out and you sit there for 2 hours and nothing comes through and it's time to move, there's no fish there. So in that sense, if you weren't using electronics, you could sit there for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Maybe a fish may never come by.
Well, you're going to be pretty sure if you sit here for an hour or two and you're not getting any fish on that screen, then you know to move.
Right, yeah. It's time to start moving.
Right.
Right.
Well, I'm going to move. I'm going to go over and get this spoon wet.
Okay, Pat.
I'm going to catch one.
Catch a big
Good
one.
to talk to you.
Catch a big one out of that hole
All
right
right.
over there.
Okay.
We got a fish on.
Hey, Pat, come here. I have one on.
Got a fish on. Hey, Gilbert. All right. I gotta see this puppy. Oh, he's got you bowed up pretty good.
Feels like a pretty fair fish.
He really thump it?
He thumped it pretty good.
Well, he's making some runs on you too. Stay with him. Oh, he's getting ornery now. Look at the line go off that reel.
Yeah, he's a good fish.
This may take us a while.
Yeah, he will. If he's.
Boy, he is all over the screen on this thing.
This makes your day when you could come out here and do this.
And when after you've got a fish on out of a hole like this, as a rule, can you go right back in there and catch another one? Does this commotion generally bring them around, or
It will bring him around. Whether you can get down there or not, that's a good question.
I know sometimes when a fish is thrashing around and fighting like that, it'll spook the other fish away, and there's other times it'll bring them right in to bite.
We've seen it do both. You know, sometimes they'll come in, and then other times they. There he is, right there.
There he is.
He's
There he is. Oh. What do you guess him at?
Oh, I'm guessing.
12 pounds.
About 12, 14?
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to get to land this fish,
I'll grab him.
Ken?
What you want to do is you don't want to stick your hand in the mouth of a mackerel.
Yeah,
Full of teeth.
they're full of teeth.
What, are you going to kind of cradle him up out of there?
Yeah, we'll get him in there. Once Billy gets him up here.
There he is again.
Wait for him to open his mouth. Got him
Oh, he's going to be ornery.
hooked in the side.
That's a pretty fish, though.
Mm-hmm. They are pretty fish.
It's going to be in the slot limit, I got a hunch.
Oh, there he is. There he is.
Yeah.
He's not done yet.
What's this exciting way to start off our morning?
Well, that didn't take no time
No,
to get
it
him.
Can only go right there.
Look
tail.
at here. Look at here. All right. Nice job. Nice job.
Yeah, I'd like to hold the fish up.
Oh. Now, they got a slot limit on this lake, right? And that fish is in the slot, right? What is
Fish
that?
would 26 to 36 inches.
26 to 36, you got to release them. Of course, we're going to release them all anyway, but for somebody that wanted to keep him, he couldn't do that.
That's a nice little lake
pretty
trout.
fish. Pretty fish.
He's under the slot limit.
Would be under the slot.
24 inches is what he is.
So you could keep that fish.
Could keep that fish.
24 incher.
Well, we'll put him back and let him grow up.
Let him do it again another day. Oh, now Ken, look at here. He's cheating on us. I want you to look at the bottom of this bait, what he's doing to us here. We got a tube bait tied onto the bottom. Is this a secret weapon here?
That's a secret weapon there.
Here you go, Gilbert.
All right.
You did a good job.
Thank you.
Get you another one. I'm going to go over at this hole and get me one. That got my blood pumping.
Hey, more fun is coming up, so you stay tuned.
Hey, Pat, get a fish on.
Oh, come on, man. Do you really? It's a good thing I was starting up. Hey, you do have. Hey, we got a bet on this fish. Come on, baby. Get off. Get off. I mean, if you'll show me this thing, I'll gladly.
There's your bubble. She's
I
on the
will.
bladder.
There he is right there. What do you mean a baby?
Just a baby.
What do you mean a baby?
Look at this.
Don't look like a baby to me.
That's just a pup. Okay,
What's this I see sticking out of his mouth, Beck?
and that's what they call a gizzard.
That looks like a tube bait to me.
Now that's not a bad little fish,
That is a nice fish.
and that'll be under about 26 inches. What'd you
All
go,
right.
6, 7 pounds? We got to put her back. Pretty good.
I think we can get it out.
If you want to take and just cut the line and put the fish back in so we don't hurt it, that's fine.
It ain't in her gills. I believe it's in the roof of her mouth. No.
Boy, he took it down good.
Yeah, see, but it's right there in the roof of her mouth.
Yeah, wait a second.
Don't let her get your finger now, or you're gonna be sorry.
Got that right. Look at those teeth.
They got a mouthful of them puppies. Are they not pretty fish, though?
They put up a fight, don't they?
Look at that fish. Built for power. Look at the tail spread on that fish.
Yeah, pretty fish.
That is nice. Have you been jigging that tube bait all along?
Yeah. I got a whole bunch of them back there.
Something you've done well with?
Yeah. All through the summer. Matter of fact, that
You know what?
particular color is my favorite
That
color.
dadgum tube bait, I think you can take it anywhere, fish for anything, and catch them.
There you go.
Where's the hook? Right back in here.
There you go. Push her back. Go back with it.
Not only that, it's one of my favorite colors you got tied on.
Go back.
Here, I'll let you pull it. See which way it's going.
Okay. Oh, come on, sweetheart.
Don't let that little old fish whip both of you down.
She's trying to.
There we go.
There you
Put
go.
that sweetheart back.
Didn't hurt her a bit. There she goes. Oh, she went out here like she shot out of a cannon.
Now what we want to do is
Great
catch its daddy.
Congratulations.
Catch
Even though I lost
its
the
daddy.
bet.
Well, I'll enjoy that bet this evening over dinner.
Oh, I'll bet. I'll bet.
Now go catch a fish.
I'm going to try that. There's a bite. Fish on.
All right, Pat. Got a good one
Good
there?
fish. Good fish.
Great, great.
Oh, that's a big
Good.
fish. Big fish.
Great. Make sure your rag's not too tight on there, Pat.
I got to get this other glove off. I can't handle it.
Go in there.
Just took that different bait. New presentation.
I changed the bait and put an airplane jig.
It's like a really nice fish.
I think that's 38 inches. Well, smile. You look serious.
This is serious business.
Serious, real serious business.
See those little lake trout?
I'm trying to keep him off that. I can see all that ice down under there.
There's some air. Set him up pretty close, huh?
Yeah, he was. I could feel a line going across the bottom of that ice then. It's going to be a while.
Yeah, he's gonna make another run on you, it looks like.
There he is right there. I got to look at him then.
Did you? Yeah.
Oh, that's a good
nice,
fish.
Nice fish. Real nice.
He's not.
There's a swivel.
Let him.
Don't put the swivel in the guides.
He don't want to go back. He'll go back.
Let him wear himself out a little.
Come here,
bit.
big boy.
Oh, you got him snagged in the
He's
tail.
foul hooked.
Foul hooked in the tail.
Foul hooked in the tail. But it's a big
How are we
fish.
gonna get him out?
Man, that's a good looking fish. We're going to bring him out tail first and we wear him down.
Let him wear it a little bit.
There you go.
Come on back up here, big boy. There he is. All right.
How many inches is that?
Watch the seals on the ice.
Got him foul hooked right here behind the tail.
Oh, he's out. He's got a tape measure there, Gilbert.
Don't go back in the hole, big boy, yet. Got pretty color in him. You got him tape measure?
Yeah, the jump spike pulled him down.
He might be legal.
No, he's in the slot limit.
28 and a half.
28 and a half, right in.
28 and a half, and he's got to go back.
I'd say it's over 10 pounds.
Feels like he's about 8 or 9.
Nice fish, Cat.
There he goes.
Action.
I about got him. I about got him. Ooh, he's slick. Hey, nice fish. We'll look forward to seeing you next week on the next episode of The American Angler.